Hello, my name is Danielle Hill. I'm from the Oneida Nation of the Thames, and I am one of two co-facilitators for Positive Voice. The other one is Colleen Jamieson. Has anybody ever heard of Positive Voice or seen us at an event? Awesome, I love it, that's amazing. So for those who have not, I gotta click this, okay. So those of you who have not been or have heard of Positive Voice, it's a 7-week program. Do you mind clicking for me? Sorry, I'm gonna be like talking and forgetting about it. Thank you. So it's a 7-week program where we have indigenous women come in, 6 to 10 at a time. And through the 7 weeks, it's their time to sit, reflect, figure out what they want to do next, whether it's education or employment. When they figure that out, that's when we jump in. We help them look for funding, we help them apply to school, we jazz up their resume, we help them in any sense that they can. But it wasn't meant to be a healing program, but essentially that's what it ended up being, was a healing program. Because we asked them to write their narratives, write their experiences and what they've been through. And then the slides you see behind me are 3 years of collaborated memes that the women have made. So like I was saying, in those 7 weeks, we teach them different skills with computer software. We give them a camera when they complete the program, they get to keep the camera. And so all these different things that helps them in their next step, whether it's education or employment. And then so what we're trying to do is promote positive narratives about Indigenous women, because there are a lot of stereotypes about Indigenous women. Lazy, alcoholics, drug users, they're just another high, on another bad trip kind of thing. But Indigenous women are so much more than that. We are so beautiful. And there's so many different things about those issues that we were born into it. Intergenerational trauma, things that we learned from our parents because they learned from their parents, or they didn't learn from their parents because of residential school. And then because they didn't know it, and like alcoholism was a form to help cope with what happened at residential school. So that's what they taught their kids, and they taught their kids. And in this generation, we're trying to break that cycle. So a lot of the narratives that are written at Positive Voice, they are horrible events that happen to them, things that we were just born into. But in the end, we help them when they write their narratives about the things they've been in, the CAS, and not being able to drink their water at home, residential school, alcoholism, everything, right? So we ask them to write the bad things that happen to them, and then that's where the healing part comes in, because so many times it's the first time they've ever told their story. So it's not meant to be a healing program, but it is. It helped me, I know that. It was the first time I ever talked about residential school with my grandma, and it was the first time I wrote it, and the horrible things that happened to me from my parents. And then I was able to close a chapter and to open up a new chapter. And that new chapter led me to being a program director in my community for 4 different programs. And I went back to Positive Voice after my first session, and I was their intern, their first intern. And then I went and got another job, and then I came back, and now I'm a coordinator. So, and that's just my story. There are 80 different women that have taken this program that have gone on, and they're successful now. We have a nurse, we have a writer, we have a teacher, and I want to share this story about one of the past participants. She was very quiet. She was very in her shell because of the horrible things that happened to her in her early years. She was able to write about it. And then she was able to heal it, and she was on a healing journey after that. And she tries to be quiet, or she tried, but now she went to school to be a teacher, and now officially today, she is officially a Thames Valley District School teacher. So that's amazing. And she was just telling me, because she's at the Peace Awards right now, and she was like, can you believe that? I'm a teacher. Who would have thought I would be a teacher? And I was like, because you're amazing. But that's what this program does. It helps women remind them how beautiful they are, how smart they are, how resilient they are. I feel like I should be standing on this carpet. This is a nice carpet. But anyway, so these women are extremely amazing. This last session that we had, it ended last month, and it was the first time that one of our ladies, she shared about being an escort. And it was because she wasn't taught anything else. And it was the first time that she shared her story. And now we partnered her up with Okadinege at Anlosa, their anti-human trafficking program. And now she's a mentor, and she's sharing her stories. She's helping women, and that's only in a month. So this program is truly amazing. And all these this one right here, she is a professional makeup artist now. She's amazing. Another story I want to share with you is our friend Autumn. She was 3 sessions ago now. When she first came into Positive Voice, she was like, I just need something to do. I don't want to learn nothing, you know. We're like, okay, that's okay. Thank you for taking the chance, taking your step out of your comfort zone, for being with us. And then she was like, I don't care, whatever. And then she didn't plan to go to school. She figured she was a waitress, she was good at it, so she was gonna let her kids be successful. She was like, I got nothing, I'm too old. Mind you, she was only 21, and she thought she was old. She was a mom since she was 15, I think. And she thought that was the end of her life. She was like, I'm a mom, I'm okay. I have 6 kids, I'm okay. They're gonna be amazing, and I'm gonna teach them that they don't have to go through the things I did. And I was like, yeah, that's okay, but what about you? What are you gonna do? And she's like, maybe, I don't think so. And then I seen her last week at the store, and then I asked her, what have you been doing since Positive Voice? She's like, oh, I got my GED during the summertime, and I'm in Fanshawe now, and I do this, and I do that, and I volunteer. I was like, holy, what about your kids? And she's like, they're fine. It's when she realized that it's time for her to flourish and to be the resilient, amazing lady that she is. She also volunteers with Okadinege. So Positive Voice is extremely amazing. Like I said, the things that we talk about when we get to the story, writing your narratives part in our program, we write it all on the wall. What are we born with? And then it's really like, oh, alcoholism. Everybody thinks we're a big drunk. And I was like, okay, that's one. That's a big one. I was like, meanwhile, a lot of us don't drink. And so we write our stereotypes on the wall. And then we're just trying to complain about something else. And we should move on. You already did your big hurrah about residential school. And you're just another rally. You're just another protest. And really, it's just, we didn't ask for these things. That's just what we were born into. But what we like to bring out of these women is we're not going to let everything that we were born into define us. Because that's a part of us. That's a big part of us. But this is who we are now. And these women a lot of them find their career path when they're with us, which is amazing. There was another story I was going to share with you. There was Mina, there was Autumn. There was another one. But yeah, when I first started Positive Voice, it was the same thing. I was like, I'm nothing but a high school dropout, and my kids are going to be amazing. I'm going to make damn sure of it that my kids are amazing. But me, I'm all right. I'm a mom, and I'm good at it. But then afterwards, I was like, okay, while my kids are at school, I'm going to kick ass over here. And I'm going to run programs, and I'm going to help. I'm going to help as many people as I can for how that program helped me. That's what I wanted to do with these women. Help remind them how resilient they are, how amazing they are. And I get a different crew every single time in the sessions. The ones I have now that are currently in Positive Voice, they are extremely amazing because I see what they can be. And I was like, do you realize how amazing you are? The role models that you guys really are? And they're like, me, really? No, I'm all right, I'm just another Indian. I'm like, yeah, no, you're not. So when they first come in, we flip the script because we believe everything that people tell us. So we have a thing called the sweetgrass exercise. We lay out some words, and it's pushy, a show-off, just all kinds of bad, negative, descriptive words, right? And on the other side, there's a positive side. And then when the girls are picking out their words, they're like, that's me. I'm totally nosy, and I'm totally this, and I'm totally that. And I was like, you guys are joking about it because you have accepted that. That's a norm now, the negative things. So that's what we try to do right away. Because in order to see the good in everything and to see what you can be, you need to flip it right away. So these girls, they're having, sorry, I'm losing my words, but they're realizing how positive things can be. And even though they've been through a lot, that will not define them. So now we have different advocates everywhere. We have people that advocate for discrimination in the healthcare system. We have people that, just last week, we were standing up with our past participant who was fighting in the court last week. Her sister died while in police custody. And last week, that police officer was charged because of criminal negligence, because she was nothing but a drunken Indian that night. So she knew right away that that was wrong. She knew all the things that was wrong. And then that's what she was saying. She was like, she was nothing but a stereotype that night. And we're like, yeah. So these are the things that these women advocate for now. And missing and murdered Indigenous women, the human trafficking that's going on, Positive Voice stands up for every single one. If we hear about an event, we're there. We also have a drum group of past participants of Positive Voice. And we show up anywhere and everywhere. And that's what we do. We support the Indigenous community, and we stand up for what we know is not right. And we're not scared of it. We know we may be red flags somewhere because we've been at a lot of things, but that's what we do. But that's pretty much my time talking about Positive Voice. We have an exhibit coming up here at the London Library in March, so please come back and check us out. And thank you so much for your time.